to my channel. So today we are going to do a fitness Q&A. I asked you to ask me questions on Instagram. You guys came through because we have so many juicy questions all about weight loss, dieting, macros. I'm just going to tell you absolutely everything. Lots of you guys are asking me the same questions, so if you are excited for today's video, do please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe if you are not already. But yeah, let's get into it. Okay, I think this is a really good one to start off. How did I get into fitness or decide that fitness was like my thing? It was funny. I actually was eating healthy before I got into fitness. I did grow up dancing though, so I was always very active, but I'd never stepped foot in a gym. I was awful at like workouts. I remember I tried Insanity once and I couldn't even get through the warm-up. I got diagnosed with celiac disease and then started eating really healthy. And then from eating healthy and like looking after my body on the inside, I then wanted to like get fit and get strong. I also had a lot of problems and like a bad relationship with my body. And so I wanted to get fit and healthy and feel good about myself rather than like hating the body I was in, which was where I was at in my life. So that's kind of how I got into fitness, and it was only in 2016 that I started going to the gym. And honestly, fitness has changed my life, and because I felt so amazing from fitness, I made it my thing. So yeah, that's how I got started, but I've only been doing it for like 2 years. This question got asked so much. How do you make your thick protein shakes? So if you follow me on Instagram, I'm always putting them up on my stories. But guys, they are in my full day of eating vlog, so be sure to check them out. I just love a thick protein shake. I just find protein shakes so good for satisfying cravings. I'm gonna make one after this because you can make them like chocolatey, you can make them really sweet, you can add fruit to them, and you're obviously getting a source of protein as well, which is really great for keeping you full and for a balanced diet as well. But yeah, check out my full day of eating vlogs. Tips for getting started with competing. So if you did not know, I compete in bikini competitions. I compete in the IFBB, which is the NPC, and I competed in 5 shows this year, and I competed in 3 shows in 2016. How I got started in competing was in 2016 when I decided I wanted to get fit and healthy and join the gym. I wanted an end goal, something that would make me actually stick to the gym, because we all join the gym and then stop going. So I thought, right, if I enter a bikini competition, I have to go to the gym and I have to commit. So in April, I joined the gym, and by November, I did the bikini competition. And I would not recommend that to anyone else. I would definitely recommend a couple of years of weight training behind you, just to make sure you have the muscle mass and stuff for when you do strip down your body fat. But that's just what I did, and honestly, it taught me so much. And I competed in 3 shows in 2016, fell in love with the sport, took 2017 off to actually try and build some muscle, and then I've just come back in 2018 and did 5 shows. So my biggest tip when starting competing is, one, make sure you have a solid foundation in terms of your muscle mass, because at the end of the day, each year the girls and guys are getting bigger and bigger. It is a physique competition. Second would be, find a federation that you want to compete in, because there's so many different federations. For example, the WBFF is a lot of like glitz and glamour, whereas PCA is more kind of like traditional. So I would definitely find the federation that suits your physique and that you would see yourself doing well in. And also save money, because it's not the most cheap thing. And also find a good coach that you trust, because you're paying someone to guide you on nutrition, on fitness, be your support system. So really find a good coach and do your research. I do have a video that I did with another bikini athlete, Phoebe, on my channel. It's in my Q&A playlist, but we answered a ton of questions about bikini competitions if you are interested, or you can just send me a message on Instagram and I'd be really happy to help you guys. Do you take pre-workout? I love coffee. Love coffee. Just makes my soul happy, makes me happy. I don't particularly take like pre-workouts just because I try not have like artificial flavorings, and most pre-workouts are artificially flavored. Also, I really enjoy coffee, so I don't want to have like an overconsumption of caffeine. I do actually try and limit my caffeine and actually drink decaf, and I might have like 1 caffeinated coffee a day. Try not drink any more than that. But yeah, pre-workouts are really yummy because they are artificially flavored and they definitely give you that buzz you need, but it's not good to rely on them. I got very reliant on White Monster a little while ago because it's just so damn delicious. But yeah, I try not to have that anymore. So rather than needing a pre-workout to go to the gym, I have a meal before I go to the gym, and I think of that food as energy versus having to get it from like supplements. This is just something that's really worked for me recently, so I have a very carb heavy meal before my workouts, and I think of that as the energy, that as the fuel, versus having to think I need pre-workout, you know what I'm saying? Okay, what are your thoughts on a ketogenic diet? This is so funny because back in December, I actually went on the ketogenic diet, which is an extremely high fat, extremely low carb, moderate protein diet. And there's different ways to do the keto diet and people have different opinions on the keto diet. But basically, I tried to do keto for like 3 months and it just did not suit me. I love carbs, I love sweet potato, butternut squash, I love eating an abundance of vegetables and bananas and fruit, and you cannot do that when you're on the ketogenic diet. So for me, it personally did not work. Also, I don't really eat dairy, and a lot of keto foods are dairy based, like cheeses and bacon. I don't eat bacon. So there was just so many foods on the ketogenic diet that I couldn't really eat because of my personal preferences. So it just did not work for me. I really wanted to do it for a couple of months and then make a video and tell you all about it. But yeah, my thoughts on it is it has some amazing health benefits. I believe people who have seizures? I'm not 100% sure, so please don't quote me on that. But there's loads of medical research behind it, how it is like extremely beneficial for certain medical conditions. And for that, like, I think it's amazing. But people do say they lose like so much weight on it as well. But again, I think it's doing something that works for you and works for your body. Like if you thrive off healthy fats and absolutely love a high fat diet, then of course it's going to be an amazing diet for you because you're going to enjoy eating it. And that's the thing, when you're eating foods and dieting and not dieting and just living your life, you have to be eating things that you enjoy, because why else would you eat it? It's just seems so sad to me to not eat a diet that's full of food that you love. So I say if you enjoy like a high fat diet, the keto diet might be good for you. There's research behind it, but it just wasn't for me personally. And then speaking of diets, quite a couple of people ask me, what are my thoughts on being vegan, or am I vegan? And this is a little bit of a controversial topic or subject, because obviously I don't want to trigger anyone. Please, I don't want any hate, please. But for me, I personally cannot be vegan due to health reasons. This is because my body can't digest grains and beans and rice, and the vegan diet is very heavy in pulses and grains and legumes, and also things like tofu, which is soy, and tempeh, which is gluten, and all of those things I cannot have. I would have no source of protein at all in my diet, so apart from vegetables of course, but it's not a complete protein and a complete amino acid profile. So for that reason I can't be vegan, and so it's a subject that's quite hard for me because I feel one way about things, but then I also know I have to look after my body and I have to prioritize my health, because I'm a firm believer in you can't pour from an empty cup. So that's my thought on the vegan diet. Like it's quite a hard one because even if I wanted to be vegan I couldn't, but I think it's again each their own, and we shouldn't judge people for eating a certain way or living a certain way either, because we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, or what's right for someone, what works for you, again, what might not work for someone else. But I do think people who are vegan are doing amazing things in terms of the planet, first of all, because obviously the meat industry is really bad for the planet, and also they're obviously doing amazing things for animals as well. Like I really support vegans, but I also support people's choices as well and what they put in their own body. Someone said, tips on losing weight without counting macros. Fill your diet with whole foods, like real foods that aren't processed, because it's often when we eat things that are out of a packet, things like that these are all like the hidden calories, like the nasty ingredients. And just like, yeah, if you think of all the things that you snack on, it tends to be processed things. Try and have a balanced diet. So if you have fats and proteins for breakfast, have carbs and protein for lunch. If you have a workout, have protein after. Like just really take into consideration like each meal and look at your day as a whole. So if you think, okay, I've had quite a fatty breakfast, breakfast. Maybe I'll have more of a low-fat lunch. I think this is a really good way to eat intuitively. I just think it's, yeah, really important to listen to your body when you're eating intuitively. Like, eat when you're hungry, and if you're not hungry, don't eat. You can absolutely lose weight and be fit and be healthy without tracking macros. You just have to find what works for you. Tracking macros works for me. I have clients that eat intuitively, that don't track macros, and they lose weight, they see results, so you definitely can. Someone did ask the best apps for tracking macros. So everyone knows about MyFitnessPal, which is a really great one. Another one that I absolutely love is called LifeSum. MyFitnessPal is a little bit more basic and bro. LifeSum is really great. It's like, has so many different like functions on it. There's loads of different diets you can look at it. You can do like tests on it. It's a little bit more like interactive and kind of more nice to use. But MyFitnessPal is really good just for like slapping in your food, getting your macros, getting shit done. So they're the two that I have experience with, so they're the only two I can recommend. But I'm sure there's a ton of different macro apps out there, but they're just two that I use and I really like them, so I would definitely recommend them. MyFitnessPal and LifeSum. Someone said, do you eat eggs for breakfast? And someone else said, do you miss eggs? So let me explain. I loved eggs. I absolutely still love eggs. I used to eat egg whites for breakfast pretty much every single day, or I'd have shakshuka, I'd have poached eggs, I'd go for brunch. I love eggs. But I was getting really like an upset tummy all the time, and I wasn't eating gluten. I was like, I'm not eating grains. What's going on? I'm not eating the foods that I know upset my belly. And then before every bikini competition, I always cut eggs out the week before, just because eggs can cause inflammation for anyone. And I found the week that I cut eggs out for my bikini competition, my digestion and inflammation and everything was like amazing. And then as soon as my bikini competition was over, the first thing I wanted for breakfast the day after was my eggs. And I'd get a really upset stomach. And it wasn't until about my third or fourth show that I started like piecing the puzzle pieces together. And then I got an intolerance test done, and that said I was really intolerant to egg whites and egg yolks. And I just thought, you know what, if this is saying I shouldn't have eggs and my body is saying I shouldn't have eggs, probably shouldn't be having eggs every day. But I just try and have other things that I enjoy so I don't miss them so much. But to answer the question, eggs are a really great source of protein. You just have to remember that egg whites are the protein and the yolks are the fats. So when you have them together, it's fats and protein. And if you separate the yolk, it's just protein. But they are a good source of protein. Do I have a weight where I feel most healthy at? No, not really. I was 54 kilos, I felt healthy. I was 44 kilos, I felt healthy. I just always fill my diet with like foods that make me feel good, and I work out 5 to 6 days a week, so I naturally am gonna feel quite healthy. I've never really felt unhealthy. Like even when I was at my lowest weight for my bikini prep, I still felt really healthy, if not healthier, because I was so focused on like putting good foods in my body and like working out and being the fittest and healthiest person that actually probably felt the best, which is really funny. But yeah, no weight, just happy. Calories to stay lean and lose weight. Let me tell you, there's no set calories to lose weight or get lean. I share my journey on how I got lean, but throughout my whole bikini prep series of getting lean, my calories changed like all the time. There's no set calories for losing weight because you don't know how your body is gonna respond. I was eating 1,500 calories and my body was losing weight, and then I was eating 1,300 calories and it wasn't losing weight. So it's something that you just kind of have to, again, like go week by week with, and try different methods, try different things, try what works for your body. Yeah, it's just like people want like this magic answer of like the perfect number, and it just doesn't exist, sadly. That's what a fitness journey is, which is cool. It's a journey, and you learn and change and adapt and grow, and you build more muscle and you can eat more food, and then sometimes your body doesn't respond to diet, sometimes it responds amazingly. So just take every day as it comes. Always try hard when working in the gym. Try and be consistent with your food. Just try live your best life, and good things will happen, I promise. Last two questions. Biggest fitness and food mistake. Biggest fitness mistake, I think, is just like not lifting heavy enough and not knowing my own ability when lifting weights. Like, you are so much stronger than you think you are. And for the longest time, I just didn't think I was strong enough because I didn't try. So I'd always say try, and if you fail, at least you tried. Biggest food mistake is obviously the relationship I got myself in with eating, because I did suffer with bulimia and binge eating and having an eating disorder. So it's a mistake, but it was a lesson learned, and I I don't think I would change it because it shaped me into the person who I am now. And the reason I'm so passionate and care so much about food and health and fitness and well-being is because of how low and how much I struggled with food. And now I'm just in a place where I just feel so much more myself and so amazing and so passionate that, like, it was a mistake, but mistakes are good, you know? Mistakes are just proof that you're trying, really. And finally, this is a really nice one to end on. Do you do online coaching? Yeah, it's actually something I don't like actively like put out on my social media or like try and seek clients or anything like that, but I do coaching. I also teach fitness classes as well in South London, so I teach F45 classes, which is like functional training. And then when people follow me on social media and they reach out about online coaching, I know that they want to work with me. There's so many amazing, knowledgeable coaches out there, but I would want to work with someone who trusted me, because I think that's so important to have that with a coach. Like, you have to trust each other. And so when girls come to me, and guys as well, I know they trust me in some respects. So yeah, I do online coaching. I will leave my email in the description if you do want to email me and we can have a chat about your goals. But yeah, it's something I do. Or if you are in the South London area, come work out with me. I would absolutely love it. I would love to do workouts across the world, honestly. I'm gonna actually be in LA, and I think I'm gonna teach some F45 classes in LA, but stay tuned on my Instagram to find out more about that. It will be in October and November. But yeah, very excited about that, and just, yeah, excited about the future. This video was really fun to film. Like, I feel like all fired up talking about fitness and my journey, and hopefully just like helping you guys too. But yeah, feel free to always leave a comment on my Instagram if you do have any questions. Email me. I'm always happy to help and just share what's worked for me. At the end of the day, I'm not perfect. My journey hasn't been perfect, and I'm not sat here trying to claim I'm like the perfect fitness person. I'm just sharing what works for me and hopefully like connecting with you guys. So I really hope you enjoyed watching today's video. You did? Give it a thumbs up because it makes me so happy. And yeah, hit that subscribe if you're not already. And I'll see you back for some more. Bye, guys. Really? Really? I hate living in a city. Still going.